Team, it's Mr. Z, and today we're going to go ahead and look at adding fractions with common denominators. So let's go ahead and dive in and figure out how to do this without a calculator. Okay, so the idea with this is that we want to add the numerators and keep the denominators the same. This kind of comes from the idea of what fractions represent. A fraction is usually to represent a single whole that's cut into an amount of pieces. The easy way to represent this is if you're thinking almost as if a Hershey bars. In the example, 7/5 means that something that is cut into fifths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have 2/5 of something that is equivalent in size. Remember, it's all to the same scale. It wants me to take 7/4, and then it wants me to add 4 more. So 1, 2, 3. Another whole represented in fifths. And visually, you can see that the answer is 2 and 1/5. Hence the answer. It's kind of also why 11/5, 11 pieces fit together to be 2 full candy bars and 1 piece out of the 5. But a lot of us like to kind of abstract math where we're kind of not necessarily drawing the picture for all of these. So it's kind of like, how do I process this quickly? So kind of doing it algebraically is what it's known as. You're going to kind of look at the denominators. Are the denominators the same? And the answer is yes. I'm going to then, since they're the same, I'm just going to combine the numerators together. And essentially, this is what should be in your head. It should turn into a single fraction with the denominator of 8. And mentally, you're going to do 5 plus 1, and you're going to get 6/8. Now, I'm going to go ahead and reduce this, and I know that both 6 and 8 have a common factor of 2. They're even. So I'm going to use the list of multiples of all even numbers, 2, to help me reduce this fraction. 6 is the third term of the 2 sequence. So this is going to become 3. 8 is the fourth term of the 2 sequence. 8 divided by 2 is going to be 4. Voila, I got my answer, 3/4. Now, I'm going to go ahead and look at number 2. I'm going to go ahead and in my head mentally, I'm going to see that the denominators are the same. So I'm going to add 5 plus 2, which is going to be 7. Now think about this, 7 over 7. I have 7 pieces out of 7. And this is the same as saying 7 divided by 7. Now, the fraction bar does mean division. And specifically, the 7 on top is going to be on the left, and the 7 in the denominator is going to be on the right. Now, 7 divided by 7, well, you could kind of ask in the same way in the sequence. What is 7 in the sequence? Oh, 1. All right, for number 3, we're going to go ahead and add them together, and I'm going to go ahead and end up with a numerator of 11 over 4. Now, this is going to be a piece. I'm going to have to figure out how many fourths go in 11. So this is a precursor to long division. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate it here. 11 over fourths will be accepted. This is called an improper fraction. To convert it into a mixed number, you're going to go ahead and use the numerator divided by the denominator, which is 4. So for 11, it's going to be divided by 4. How many times does 4 go into 11? I see that 8 is the closest I can get. So it is the second term. 4 times 2 is 8. I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to result in 3. Now, how does long division help me convert an improper fraction to a proper fraction. Let me show you. You're going to go ahead and go with the clock. The answer starts with 2 and go clockwise. To the 3, to the 4. Start with the 2, go to the 3, go to the 4.